Today is the first day of Salesforce's annual three-day conference, Dreamforce. It's set to bring in about 40,000 people to the city. And joining us now to talk about this and other big issues facing the city is San Francisco Mayor London Breed. Thank you for joining us here.
Of course.
So it was about this time last year, CEO Mark Benioff said, you know what, I'm not bringing Dreamforce back to San Francisco. There's too much crime, there's too much homelessness. It was like a threat that it wasn't gonna come back. But it's back, it started today. You're actually one of the speakers set to go there this week. So is everything okay now with San Francisco and Dreamforce and the conference and you and Mark?
Yeah, well, today in his keynote, he was very complimentary of San Francisco, of our police officers, our firefighters, our city employees, and how much he appreciates all the hard work we've done to ensure the success of Dreamforce. And we basically have a strike team. For every convention that comes to our city, we're starting to see more interest in conventions, more people signing contracts, and Dreamforce has more people than it's had since before the pandemic. Over 45,000 attendees are expected, with about $95 million to our local economy. Restaurants are booked, hotels are packed. It is really crowded in downtown right now, but it's amazing, and this is what San Francisco does best.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to have lost that conference or have jeopardized that relationship at all.
Oh, definitely. And more importantly, for every conference that comes here, and then year-round for the people who also live downtown. We have folks who live down there. We have people who work down there. So the investments that we're making, we have to increase our capacity to get to a place where we are seeing, you know, crime, for example, in San Francisco is lower than it's been in 10 years. And there's work that we put into making that happen. And it is starting to happen even more with our technology, our drones, our surveillance, our license plate readers. All of this is having a tremendous impact on how people also feel about crime in our city.
Which the city just put out these numbers that crime is down 32% in 2024. We just did a KRON4 News Emerson College poll about how people feel about crime in the city, and then we can put up the poll for you here so you can see the numbers. Do you think crime in San Francisco is increasing, decreasing, or staying the same? And people feel, 43%, 44% basically, feel that it's increasing, despite the numbers showing, oh, it's almost down 30%. So what's the disconnect between the numbers that we're seeing?
I think the disconnect has a lot to do with, you know, you see stuff on social media, you see stuff on the news all the time, and more importantly, what I hear from people is, you know, like in certain parts of San Francisco, they don't feel safe, but they love their neighborhoods and they feel like their neighborhood has been safe. But San Francisco is a major city, and major cities have challenges, and unfortunately, crime is a part of that. But when there is something that occurs, what I am most proud of is that our police officers are right there to make those arrests, that our cameras and our other technology, when something happens, it's right there to capture it and to hold someone accountable. Our district attorney has been doing a good job. So the pieces are together who are helping to address crime and to help address accountability. And we, of course, we don't want it to happen at all in the first place, but when it does, the big difference here is accountability is a part of the equation.
And when we talk about different areas of the city that are dealing with crime, we just had a 49ers player shot in the chest in the middle of Union Square by allegedly a 17-year-old. Another poll that we put out there asked people about, do they agree or disagree with Union Square being a safe place? And the poll said that 41% somewhat agree. And this poll was taken right after the shooting, September 5th. So they feel that San Francisco's Union Square, somewhat anyway, is safe, but 27% disagree.
Yeah.
What is it about Union Square?
Well, just to be very clear, I mean, the suspect was arrested within less than a minute. The district attorney has already filed charges. I mean, things happen the way they should. There's cameras in Union Square. There's police officers. There's retired police officers. There is the support necessary to ensure safety. I was there that night of the shooting to see what was going on. There were places like Chateau Mate that were packed with people all the way till midnight. So we know that people are still coming and they feel a certain way. But we also never want something like that to happen in the first place. I mean, gun violence is a problem in this country, but here in San Francisco, we have one of the lowest violent crime rates of anywhere in the country. And also, this sends a message that if you come to this city and you expect to get away with something and you commit a crime like this, like in the case of this kid from Tracy that came to San Francisco and thought he was going to get away with something, That's not going to happen. And so that is the work that we are doing, and we're demonstrating to people that accountability is definitely a part of the equation.
So the other poll that we wanted to show you was if people approve or disapprove of your job. We'll put it up here so you can see it. 51% disapprove. What do you think of this report card?
Well, it means I got a lot more work to do. And look, we have been through unprecedented challenges. The mayor passed away in office. I became mayor. We had to deal with a once in 100 years global pandemic. We had to deal with a spike in crime, with a lot of challenges of things that we could have never anticipated, because before the pandemic, we were headed down a direction of reforming our police department, criminal justice forms, and other things. We had to build our capacity to get to where we are. So I'm very proud of all the work that we put in, the capacity that we built, and where we are as a city. Of course, this is a major city. It is never going to be 100% what anyone wants, but we always will strive to improve it, to make it better. That requires someone who knows what they're doing, who is battle-tested and prepared to take on the challenges that come our way.
I mean, in some ways, 28% approve of you, and only 1% have not heard of you. So maybe we have to do more interviews to get you out there. We got to get to that 1% there. There are some great things happening in the city, including 2 events coming up this Friday. That you created the state's first entertainment zone. It's here on Front Street. You're closing off part of the area, and you're allowing these bars and restaurants to serve to-go cocktails. There's also a concert at, again, at City Hall again. The last one was kind of off the chain. So these are things you're trying to do to bring people into the city, to have a good time, to try to change the perception a little bit.
Oh, yeah. And it's not just that. It's downtown is becoming something that it has never been. Fun. It's always been the 9-to-5 financial district, and now we're making it a place where you work, where you live, and where you play. That's a part of my economic recovery plan by getting to yes and removing barriers. It should not be a problem to allow for a workspace and a retail operation to happen at the bottom level of a building, but it is. I had to do legislation to remove that barrier. It shouldn't be a problem for us to close off streets and allow for people to walk out of their restaurants and their bars with drinks in their hands being celebratory, but it was a problem, and there were a lot of restrictions. So this is our first entertainment zone on Front Street in front of Schroeder's and Harrington's. It's going to be really exciting on Friday, and it's an opportunity for people to come and have a good time downtown. After they finish work, come on downstairs and enjoy the city. Between the raves, between the nightlife and the fun and the excitement, that is really a big part of how San Francisco becomes a well-rounded city. It's the restaurants, the bars, the nightlife, it's the shopping, it's all of those things, and we have to make sure we get to yes and make it easier to happen.
And have there been any talks about Dreamforce not coming back again, or you think it'll be back next year?
Oh, I think they'll be back, you know, for a couple of years to come.
Okay, good. Mayor Linda Breed, thank you for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Appreciate when you come in person.
Yes.
And we're going to send things over now to Kyla to get a check of the forecast.
All right, let's take a look outside. Today it's been all